Something that a lot of us have in common, whether you've gone to New York once or you live in New York full time. Riding the New York City subway and pretending that the MTA actually speaks English. The whole thing starts when you get to the stations themselves, even before you get in. Whatever the sign tells you, whatever train stopped there, well, if it's 3 a.m., that entire sign doesn't apply. If it's the weekend, possibly also that sign doesn't apply. That sign only applies on a weekday. MTA, there, bitches, I fixed it. No, MTA, you didn't fix it. You're telling us about shit that only works half the time, so learn, like pick up a book, learn what English is, and start using it. The next thing starts when you get down to the turnstiles themselves, whenever they don't work. Oh, that whole announcement says, please swipe again, or too fast or too smooth, or something like that. Basically telling us whether either the card readers, like all the parts are there, are having some really bad sex and don't want you interfering in their time, or whether it's just running like a Ford Pinto. It's like, MTA, we love Ford Pintos. That's pretty much that theme, just on the turnstiles themselves. The next thing starts when you get down to the platforms themselves. For example, like the 6th train to Brooklyn Bridge, late nights, 4 to Brooklyn also stops here. Well, exactly what the hell is a late night? First of all, personal differences, cultural differences, working differences. Apparently we don't know how the hell to account for that crap. Is it really that hard to put 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. on something like that? Or are they just deliberately trying to confuse us so that they can go back, so that they can just put a couple words on the side and then go back to reading their damn copy of 50 Shades of Grey or something like that? For some reason, as I'll get to in a little bit, the MTA must really like 50 Shades of Grey. MTA. It's like, don't bother me, bitches. I want to get back to my reading. The next thing starts on the outsides of the trains themselves when one pulls in. Eastern Parkway local, Lexington Avenue local to Woodlawn. Exactly what is Eastern Parkway local service? Which, by the way, is actually local service in Brooklyn along Eastern Parkway to be specific, but they couldn't be bothered to tell us. They couldn't be bothered to tell us. Because, yes, 50 Shades of Grey is guilty again. Because they either wanted people to end up in the Technical Search Administration's headquarters, or they just wanted to say, there, I fixed it. Because 50 Shades of Grey is an addictive enough book that even the MTA doesn't want people in their time. MTA, don't bother me. Again! Or better yet, maybe not MTA, don't bother me. It's like MTA. It's like 50 Shades, sorry about that. MTA, 50 Shades of Grey, nothing's gonna stop me from reading that. The next thing might happen to you, or it might not. It's when you get an announcement that says like this: ladies and gentlemen, we are delayed because of train traffic ahead of us. We apologize for any inconvenience. Here's usually why that happens. Of course they never like to tell you why, but you know, down on the track, you know, a lot of random shit happens on the tracks, and you're in from broken bottles, to umbrellas, to rats. Apparently, the MTA continuing into a whole list of shenanigans and random shit. Apparently they've added sex to that list. And let me tell you, while they're having the Mile Down Club, basically, sex underground, we're stuck here with an announcement just telling us the so-called delay, which, by the way, is not a good excuse for a delay, unless you're the one having the fun. It's really just a waste of it's really just another way of saying we can speak our own language. MTA, don't mess with my kinky tag. You get another, there's a very similar announcement that says this: ladies and gentlemen, we are being held momentarily by the train's dispatcher. Thank you for your patience. Okay, first of all, you're not actually being held by a train dispatcher. There actually could be two explanations. Shitty equipment. Continuing on the MTA there, I fixed it slogan. Or number two, sex up in rail control. Apparently the MTA really likes its sex these days. 50 Shades of Grey, sex on the rails, now sex in rail control. Also, do you ever wonder why there's a jacket over the window on every driver's cab? Apparently there's shit they don't want us seeing there. And I think some of that shit they don't want us seeing is BDSM, things like that. I mean, how embarrassing would that be if you got caught having your playtime while driving a train? AKA getting underground roadhead. Wouldn't life be beautiful-ish? Well, at least for the people that are doing it. Not so beautiful for the rest of us. And so your train actually gets there. If the people actually stop getting and delivering roadhead, and actually drive the damn things, and you get to let's say whatever station. An interesting case I've noted, Times Square has this one, is that the platform for the NQ&R has this. The Q train points this way and this way, aka both directions at once. This is their way of telling us, you know what? We're just gonna put an arrow on both sides. It's like, bitches, just guess. Or another way up there, I fixed it all over again. Because don't they just love us all? I mean, the slogan could be MTA, there I fixed it, or MTA, we like arrows, or MTA, good luck finding your way, motherfucker. Pretty much. The last way of them speaking their own language, which, by the way, pretty much doesn't exist, because even there's internal confusion about that, is all the exit signs. Like one, for example, the Eastern Parkway and Utica Avenue. Well, the only problem is, the exit's here, Utica Avenue is over here. MTA, there, I fixed it, again. So, with all this stuff about the MTA not speaking English, what could their slogan be? There, I fixed it, we like Ford Pintos, we like arrows, don't bother with my kinky time, things like that. If there had to be one, and only one slogan for this group, I would say it would be, yeah, MTA, don't bother with my kinky time. Because apparently the kinky time is not only why they're having their kinky time, but it's why they're bothering them, why they're just, there, I fixed it. Tell you, if you're having your kinky time, I hope they're having a good time. Because I'll tell you, everybody else riding it is not. This is why apps like Hopstop were invented. Because apparently, if they don't know how to speak English, somebody's got to know how. I mean, even I can't understand that language. Even they can't understand that language. What else is there to do? But actually interpret the language. It's just like those books on social rules. Somebody's got to write it out. It just had to be done. No, the MTA. So, all being said, MTA, don't bother with my kinky time. Just had to add this little corollary into the whole thing. Now that I've pretty much established that the MTA slogan is, don't bother with my kinky time, I gotta take a quick look at what the resume would look like. The MTA, I mean, you probably have to send a resume and standard cover letter and all that. But it would probably also include things like perks, like whatever pay it might be, opportunities for advancement, and also free sex on the job. I mean, imagine how many applicants they would get if they ever found out that this is actually true. Probably a lot. But what about on the women's side? I mean, that's not something that's really, what do you call it? That's not really the issue at hand, so I'm not going to really explore that in this video, but I can see where that's going. I wonder how they would actually get those flyers out, how they would actually get those job openings out by advertising free sex. But I guess they would have to do it somehow. Somehow. The MTA pulled up. I mean, if they can pull out their own language, they can definitely pull off a weird ass flyer.